All right, we are live with another episode of Commercial Roofing Radio. And today I've got my good friend Justin Dant here. And Justin Dant is really a legend and a pioneer in the roofing industry. This guy's been in it a long time, but more so than that, he's just a good person. He's always helping everybody in the industry, giving out knowledge and just setting the standard and raising the bar. Man, so thanks again for having me out here and being on the show with me today.
Yep,
How are you doing?
Appreciate it. Love it. Love it. How are you doing today?
Good, man. I say out here. It's funny. We're actually at your office.
We are.
This will be a first. I'm actually coming to his office and doing an episode of Commercial Roofing Radio.
It's pretty cool. I appreciate you coming by. I love the relationship we have. Commercial Roofing Radio is awesome, so I'm excited to have you here.
So where I like to get started, I don't know if you've seen any episodes or anything like that. Mm-hmm. I never watched my own episodes, so I haven't seen or heard them either, so I wouldn't blame you if you hadn't. But I always start with where you got started in the roofing industry. I was born into it. I didn't have a choice. Yeah, I was hooked from birth, basically. How about yourself?
I kind of had a choice. I got into the building homes. 2008 market crash happened, and I'm from Lee Summit, Missouri. So I happened to, my first roofing job was LC Nussbeck was my first boss.
There you go.
With Aspen Contracting, right in Lee Summit, Missouri. So that's what got me in the industry. And then just haven't left. It's an amazing industry. There's unlimited amounts of opportunity, and not just financially, personal growth, a lot of other things. So I love this industry. I'm happy to be in it. I'm happy to give back as much as I can.
Yeah. And that was the same with me. Like, I tried to get out of it for a little bit in going to college, right? Like, let me try to do my own path.
I tried the same thing. My dad and my brother both were in, they joined Aspen before me. Yeah. And I've always done what my dad's done. My dad's always started opportunities, and I've helped fulfill those. And just kind of like yourself, following your dad's footsteps. I wasn't sure. Yeah. So I was like, well, I might go do my own thing. I went to college, and then I ended up in the roofing industry. It's just how it happened. It was my first storm ever. I stormed to New York. Long Island, stayed in Long Island. I think it was 2009. And I was there for a good 6 months working that storm. It was really fun.
Nice. It's funny. That was my first year at Aspen as well.
Was it really?
Yeah. 09. It may have been 2010, 09, 2010.
It was somewhere around there. It was right after the market crash. And I think we had a year or two of like figuring out what we were really going to do. Yeah. And then they started releasing the energy efficiency credits with Owens Corning. The spray foam insulation.
Yep.
And that's how I got in with Aspen first. It was not even with roofing, with Owens Corning. So, and that's why I'm a platinum preferred contractor with Owens Corning. I've always believed in Owens Corning. So,
OC, big shout out. You're not a sponsor or anything, but hey, we love your
we'd
products.
love for you to be a sponsor.
Give me a call. Yeah. So that's really cool. It's funny that I didn't know you were at Aspen at the time. I don't think I may have met your brother, but like I had started in Kansas City. Well, I actually went to Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Really?
And I was there for that 2 weeks before Kansas City got hit.
Yeah.
So
they were looking for something, and then Kansas City got hit. You came right back home. That's how it happened here in Colorado. Like, everyone's looking for other opportunities, and we haven't had a hailstorm here in 4 years. So everyone's looking for other opportunities, and half the contractors left.
Yeah.
And we rode it out, and we've been here the whole time. And then when the storm hit, we've really been able to dominate the storm and have all the relationships to get into the commercial roofing space.
Oh yeah.
Not just walking into a fresh storm, knocking a commercial roof. I already know the owners of those roofs. We've been maintaining them,
Yeah.
And so that's kind of been a good push for our commercial.
That's awesome. Well, let's back up a little bit. You said college. Where'd you go to college?
I went to Metropolitan Community College, which now that's what it is. When I went to college there, it was Penn Valley Community College in downtown Kansas City.
That's funny. My college changed names too.
Yeah,
it
did.
It was, but where I went was Southwest Texas, and now it's Texas State.
Yeah,
So
and that's the same thing with UCM in Warrensburg.
Yeah,
and now it used to be. I don't remember what it used to be, but now it's UCM, University of Central Missouri.
That's where Daryl went.
That's where my dad went.
Yeah.
Literally both graduated high school.
Relating, man.
I know. That's crazy.
No wonder we're good friends.
I know, right?
You know, and it's funny. I like to be able to do this because I get to know you more, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's like clearly we're friends. You're a good person, but I really didn't know all that.
Yeah, we haven't talked about all the past,
Yeah.
For sure.
So what did you try in between? Was there anything in between college and Aspen, or was it just, hey, went to college did you go for a couple of years?
I did. I went for a whole year for business management.
Yep.
And I was actually going to follow my dad's footsteps and open a construction business. And so I was going to do the business management side, get a degree. That was just the path.
You're going to do it the right way.
Yeah. Right? And I wasn't just going to be a regular GC. I was going to have an actual college degree to show that, hey, I'm a real business owner. And it didn't really work out. And the time of, I guess, the time period we were in, it was easier to just be the business owner. Yeah. Not go to college. It's like we just started actually working and it worked out. That's how I've made me who I am today.
Yeah. I think it's still similar. And I might be biased because I like to, I'm like any good salesman. I like to sell myself on my path. That college is mostly a waste if you can learn. Yeah. Like, I think for maturity.
It's amazing for people skills and getting into real world. Yep. But you're still in the classroom and you're paying for something that when you get out, you're going to have to go find the job that you could have probably found 4 years before.
Exactly. Like, why not get that real business experience? You can get so much farther in life, depending on the industry, depending on the opportunity.
Exactly. A trade school is very good. Yeah. Trade schools are great these days. Both of my daughters go to a full 4-year college. So I hate to say it's not the right thing to do, but that was their path. And I didn't want to deter them from their mindset of, hey, this is what I want to do. Yeah. So, we need people like that too.
I'm going to push my kids.
Me
to go to college.
Hey,
I mean, come on.
No complaints.
I can sit here and say that I like this the best, but it just depends on their path where they want to go.
Yeah.
So I think that's huge. So, okay. So you wanted to start this contracting company and it was your brother like, I was doing is I was getting called every day. From my father. Oh, really? LC,
so I was working with Aspen and everything, and it was a manager who branched out and came to Colorado. 2012 is when I first came to Colorado. I came with another person. Yep. And it didn't work out. And you know the industry. Yeah. People don't get paid what they should get paid. People promise things and don't deliver. And then we came to this storm, and it was an amazing storm, and we saw the opportunities here, me and my father, and we decided to open Soderburg. Yeah. And so it was just kind of out of necessity. We really had all this opportunity, and we got it taken away from us just like that. And so
after Aspen, you came out to Colorado.
Yeah, with a whole nother company. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and he branched out from Aspen too. Yeah. So the thing was, the GM branched out. He took a group of people, not just me and my dad.
Oh, yeah, he took a bunch.
Yeah, you know how it goes.
Oh, man.
And we didn't really realize, we thought, oh, this is an opportunity. And we just kind of moved up in a pay scale. And over there, it's like you're a number with 500 people. Yeah. And we moved to where, hey, I was the production manager, my dad was the general manager, and the owner was the owner who brought us over. So it was like we moved up the tier. Yeah. And then obviously didn't work out.
Yeah.
Yep. And which is fine. I'm actually very happy that situation happened the way it did. Yeah. If it didn't, we wouldn't be sitting here today, and we wouldn't be the business owners of the business we own today as well.
That's so cool that you look at it that way. And we've had these discussions before. Like, a lot of people will sit here and say, like, oh, I got fucked over. Oh, dude. It's like, no, the way that I see it is that I spent money to learn
what not to do.
Wasn't the right partner. Exactly. That wasn't the right situation.
Yeah, for sure.
If I've ever got burned or pocked or whatever,
then you put yourself in that position.
Was a lot cheaper than what it would have cost me if I would have stayed with that person
Waited
longer.
It out. Yep. Yeah. I agree. And I always try to learn from my mistakes. If you're not making mistakes, you're not trying. Yeah. That's how I've learned. Like, anybody who says they're perfect, they're lying to you. Yeah. That's all there is to it.
So you rip it up. You go. It's you and your old man, Soderberg in Colorado.
Yeah, fresh.
What year was that?
2012.
2012.
Yeah.
Man.
So this is our 11th year in business now. 2012 was rough. We got lucky. It was a little isolated local storm out in the country, and we're from Missouri. My dad's a really smooth country guy, and we ended up with more deals than we knew what to do with. And it was just me and him.
All right.
Yeah,
More deals.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good problem to have.
Complaints, yeah. So then that was when we started reaching out and hiring people and building the business, not just me and him.
Yep.
So about 2 years into it, I met my wife. Well, about 1 year into it, I met my wife. I was her roofer.
Oh.
Yeah. My dad knocked on her door. So that was how that happened. And about a year after we were together, she joined the team. Yeah. And when she joined Soderberg, that was when it changed, like, from just me and my dad to a business.
The business, yeah.
Yeah, she actually brought in, like, books and how to do the finances and not spending all the money that's business money on other items.
What do you mean?
No way. It's all of it. It's all ours, right?
Yeah.
But no, so that's how we've changed, and I love it. It's growth every year. Even this year, we're definitely growing all the time. So
I mean, this is a blessing. Like, if anybody's followed Colorado or Colorado storms, you alluded to it earlier. Essentially, they've been on a 5-year hail drought.
Yeah.
5 years is a long time. Think about any business in the world to be able to go 5 years with just a massive lower amount of revenue because of a non-storm situation. Most businesses would fail.
And a lot did.
Yeah.
Personally, I know a lot that did, a lot that left, a lot of people that moved into different markets, like myself. We got into more siding and more commercial maintenance. Yeah. Commercial businesses need their properties maintained, whether there's a storm or not, whether there's damage. They're doing business and they can't have their roof leaking. So it's like, and in my opinion, I don't know if the stat's 100% true, but I think that 60 to 70% of the roofs in the whole world get replaced without an insurance claim.
Yeah.
It's actually a retail deal. Yeah. And it's like, so there's way more jobs out there than people think. It's just not low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
You got to actually work to get the job.
Yeah.
And in a hailstorm, all these people out here in Colorado, because we're used to getting them all the time, are used to that easy money.
Yep.
So if there's not a hailstorm, they don't know what to do. So they chase and go find one somewhere else. So we've just kind of learned to work our market and be involved in the community really heavy. Yep. And the community gives back. It really does.
There you go. I mean, you set it up like a dream. You built an amazing brand, a lot of marketing and stuff, but you touched on something that I really want to talk about.
Okay.
Commercial roofing.
Yeah.
Right? We're a commercial roofing radio. Point, right? Let's get into that. Right. So where did that start for you? You started in New York in 2009. When was your first commercial deal? When did you get into commercial?
Probably about 4 years ago was our first large commercial deal. We've done commercial, smaller roofs, here and there throughout our 10 years. And then about 3 or 4 years ago, we got a large commercial roof, and you got to get one to start somewhere.
Yeah,
you really do. And then it's mainly about portfolio. It's about normally when you're going to a commercial roofer, well, which ones have you done? Yeah. And when you can show them you've done commercial roofing, then it's an easier sell, and it's a trust thing. So it's getting into it's the hard part. But after you get into it, there's more commercial roofing than people know what to do with. I am very happy of the situation we're in, where commercial roofers or commercial clients are calling us saying, "Hey, we want you to come look at our roof."
Yeah.
So I'm not actively going out knocking commercial clients. It's the relationships you make with the right people.
Yeah, that's perfect. I always say if you want to get into commercial, you have to have 3 things, right? It's the 3 Ps. Professionalism, right? You got to look the part, act the part. You got to be able to be in those rooms and make those relationships. Yeah. And then portfolio. Yeah. It's chicken and egg. You got to be, because they're going to want to see what you've done.
And they want to see what you've done and what products you've installed. And normally, if you got a building that's larger than their building, you got the deal.
Yeah, there you go.
And you're obviously, the competition that we've been showing up against is, it's laughable. If you just answer your phone, I hate to say that.
It is.
We answer our phone and we do what we're going to say we're going to do, and it's easy.
Yeah. And then the next one I would say is production. Yeah. You can go out and do those other P's and you can sell it.
Anybody can sell something.
If you can't build it, then you're a little screwed. So it's the 3 Ps.
And we can build any roof. That's one good thing, is like, we have a construction background. So do I.
Yeah.
And my dad and a lot of our team members, a lot of our sales reps. We don't have very many rookie sales reps. All of our people on our team are very well educated in all aspects of the job, not just a salesman.
So when you say you could build it, like, you could get out there and actually build that roof yourself.
Me and my dad, we can build pretty much anything possible. I'm not going to do that. We pay good people.
There's levels to this shit, and you've reached the highest.
But I can get on a roof and I can tell them, hey, this isn't done right.
Yeah.
And then that's the main thing you can do, because as a sales rep, you can get on a roof and everything looks great. And they have no clue that the welds are too hot or they didn't put enough ISO to meet the code, or you know what I'm saying. There's a lot of things that go into the actual production of the job.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you better have no matter what your job is, no matter what your job description is, you better have the know-how and the ability to do everything that's beneath you. In my mind, right?
I won't ask anybody to do something that I'm not prepared to do.
Yeah.
And or know how to do.
Well, and to keep things streamlined and efficient. Yeah. If you're going to be truly a service person and a service-minded company, then you've got to guarantee that things are going to get done in a timely manner. And like I tell anybody that I hire, it's like, your job description will be one thing that's probably up here.
Yeah.
And I don't expect you to have to do anything that's below, but damn sure if a ball gets dropped, you're going to pick that up and you're going to run it through the goal line.
And that's what makes, that's what shows people's character.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're required to do it. Hey, this is here and it needs to be done. Are you going to do it or are you going to pass the buck?
Yeah.
And I hate when people do it. It's like, well, that's not my job.
Yeah.
Well, okay, we can hold people accountable, and there's a lot of things I do that aren't my job.
Yep.
And it goes both ways. So anybody who does that is like an immediate red flag for me.
Yeah.
It's like
there you go. Exactly.
I'm willing to sweep and take out the trash, and if you aren't too, I'm like, hey, what's going on? You know, So
I love it. I love that we see eye to eye on all those things.
For sure.
So when you were just a salesperson, though, you didn't go into commercial. You didn't sell any. No.
We were 90% residential.
We weren't supposed to.
We weren't supposed. Yeah, it was like, oh, that was over our head. And I grew up where residential was it. You just the more deals. It was a numbers game.
Yeah.
So it was like, you know, how many deals could you get the 6-pack, blah blah blah. And now I look at it as where if I can do 10 deals, that gives me the same value and the same profit ratio as 100.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I? And it's less clients you have to deal with. And commercial clients are understanding about business. They run a business. So it's a lot easier, in my opinion, to deal with. I know. And most people are like, they're more scared about it. And I want to work with the commercial business owner. He understands the process.
Yep.
How the insurance game works. He understands if it's not insurance, this is retail. I want 50 down, 50 on completion. There's a lot of things that I enjoy working with, a bit professionalism.
Yeah.
And the level of that client. He's obviously owns his own business. He's made some right choices to get to where he is, and I'm the same business owner. I've made some right choices, so it's a network and a relationship with him.
Yeah,
if you do good on this one job, you'd be surprised he might own half of the city that you.
Or he hangs out with them,
or he hangs out with every other commercial business owner in town. You know, and so it's really the relationship.
Yeah,
it always comes back to that
all the time. Yeah. It's like, you know, it's a whole different ball game dealing with a business. It's business to business.
Yeah.
Like I compare it to myself, and I try to think. It's like I put myself in that person's shoes. If you're doing my roof and it's my home, I'm a shitty homeowner. I'm a shitty client. You don't want to do my roof.
All about
I'm going to
be
the worst one. But if you're doing the roof on my business, I'm understanding. I'm empathetic. I get
100%.
it. Like, oh, no problem, man. I get it. It's business.
Yeah.
Like things happen. That's my business.
Yeah.
Where
it's your home. It's your. You got a personal attachment.
I see that every day. Like
that's
why it's like some people out there are lucky you're roofers and not interior drywall guys. Because you can be sloppy and they don't get on the roof and see it. But you know, people
you can hide a lot of stuff with flashings and certain things, right?
Put a little paint on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, it's crazy. So you know, what is like in getting into it? You said 3-4 years. What's been your favorite commercial job? Just something that you're.
So
like,
we didn't make any money on this job, and it was a reason. It was a portfolio job. Yeah. We did it for the portfolio. And just to be able to show, hey, I can do this type of job. And I know that we didn't lose money, but hey, a job this size, we should have made a large amount of profit. Yeah. And we didn't to obtain the job. And it was for the city of Blackhawk. It was.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's
so
cool.
It was a great job. We did the entire historical district.
Wow.
I think it was like 7 residential homes that they removed and redid for the Historical Society.
Yeah.
And then a fire station, a couple bathrooms.
Wow.
Yeah, everything for this one updated area in Blackhawk. And it was great. Yeah. It took forever and it was very stressful. But when I have it on portfolio and I can show somebody, look at this job I did, it has gained us more clients. Right now I'm doing a job for the city of Loveland.
Yep.
Just for that reason, I can show them, hey, first of all, I'm educated in a good enough business to work for the city.
Yep.
Have the right insurance and can actually provide the work that they want completed.
Yeah.
So,
there you go.
And when you can show them that, that's probably my favorite job. But hey, my favorite jobs are the one that's really profitable and quick.
Yeah.
You know, we can do a commercial roof from start to finish in 45 days. I'm really happy. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably my favorite thing. I really enjoy watching some of our team members get into it slowly. They see one of our reps get a commercial deal. Ooh, how'd he do that?
Ooh.
And then we get into the steps of what he needs to do to obtain those deals.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and then you get to write them big checks, right?
That's right. We love the big checks.
Better than writing big checks.
I love it. That's my favorite thing. Some owners are like, man, this guy, this huge check. And I'm thinking, man, you wrote him this big check. You made the same amount, first of all.
Yep.
And second of all, you should be very happy that that's the whole point of him being with you.
Right.
Is to make the big money. It's to get the big checks. For him to be able to provide all the things that you do for his family, you know?
Yeah.
So
if you can't tell when I started out by how good of a person he is, that's one of the things that matters. You care more about your people than yourself. You really are.
I do. You know? And that's it. I don't even care about the roof per se. It's the people.
It's the people. Because the people care about the roof.
Exactly.
You care about the people, they'll care about the roof.
Exactly. So I really do care about our team, and it's very important, and I hope it shows, not just for our team per se, any roofer. You can ask multiple people in this industry. If they reach out to me, I'm going to answer. First of all, I'm going to answer my phone. And second of all, I'm going to try to provide some value and give them the answers if they have any questions, you know? Yeah. So I'm not shy to share everything I got going on with my competitor right down the street.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. One thing I want to expand upon, and you said like, hey, I did this city job and I made less money than I should have to do in the portfolio. Yeah. I don't think y'all understand the value of that. Like most people don't. So if you compare it to residential roofing, any residential roofing community always has that asshole, that lawyer, that engineer in the neighborhood, to where if they see a yard sign pop up in that guy's house,
if you can deal with him,
the hell out of that company. If you can deal with
him, then you can deal with everybody. That's right.
So business principles are universal.
Oh yeah.
If you're dealing with it's still business, even though it's business to consumers, it's B2C, but it's still business. So again, find the hardest person to sell and sell to them, and then you're vetted. And
it shows everybody else
like dominoes, right? Again, you did that with commercial. You went in and you found the hardest person to sell to. Who is that? The government. The government. Like, come on, guys. Talk about bureaucracy. It's why the name was made up. Like, you don't want to do government jobs. You do not want to do city jobs. They're not.
Yeah, you ask on the internet and everybody says, don't touch it. And don't get me wrong. Like, I agree with some of those jobs. Yeah. Like, you know, any kind of city base or Air Force base or prison. Yeah. I'm not touching. Just because I'm not set up for that, and that's where I know my limits. That's the problem with some contractors.
Okay, so now we get to cut to my favorite part of the podcast. Who wants to be a millionaire? So
a lot of us.
Yeah. Have you ever watched Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Were you a fan of it?
Yes. The show, correct?
The show.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. Perfect.
Dude. I've watched it.
I've had some people on the show that were like, I don't.
Couldn't you? That's the one where you'd phone a friend and you had 3 different options. Oh yeah,
Regis, dude.
All right, I remember.
Lights, everything. It kind of feels like this.
I remember 100%. Yeah.
So it's very similar, but the differences are it's only 4 questions. Okay. You have 2 lifelines instead of 3. We actually don't. I know it seems like we have a live audience, but we don't. Okay. So they can't vote. So the 2 are phone a friend. Which you have people in the other room because this is your office. You could grab a friend.
I could phone a friend?
You could. You can phone a friend, or you can do 50-50 and wipe away 2 of the answers, right?
Okay.
And then the third and final thing is you can't win $1 million.
Oh.
So I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you with that one. But
all right. I thought I could win something.
Give you a crisp high five.
Oh, yes.
Bragging rights is big.
That's big.
I've had one person get 4 out of 4. So if you hit that, but I got some hard ones for you.
All right. So you should have gave me some study credits before. You gave me nothing.
No. Well, they're derived from you. You should know these.
Oh, okay.
So that's the key. They're derived from you.
Okay. So
let's go ahead and get started.
All right.
What do you think? Okay, so we've talked about where your roofing company comes from, the name of your roofing company before. Everybody thinks it's like a last name or something cool or whatever like that. But it was what? Street name?
It was my street name.
Street name. Where you and your wife met, right?
Yep.
So what does the actual word Soderburg mean? Is that A, a southern wall or fortress, B, hills or foothills, C, old Swedish candy, or D, prestigious or cultured?
B.
No, B. You just jumped right to that. You
I'm gonna go right
talk it
into
over,
Nope.
think about it. So you're thinking hills or foothills.
That's right.
Is there a reason for that?
Well, because my backyard was in the hills and foothills, and it was called Soderburg Open Space.
Ooh, that's smart.
So that
That's a good
should
guess.
give me
That's a good
the right.
guess.
If not, D would be nice if it was that. But I'm going to go with B.
Are you 100% sure? Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
So,
All right.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I've already missed the first
Okay.
one.
so Soderberg, it actually doesn't really have a meaning when I was looking it up.
It didn't.
But the word solder
Yeah.
actually means southern,
Yeah.
and the word berg means wall or fortress.
Okay.
So you put them together, it's a southern wall.
Soderberg. Okay.
or
Southern
fortress.
wall. I could see that.
Kind
I
of
could
cool.
See that.
Kind of cool, right? I like it.
Foothills and was money answer for me. 'Cause
Money,
that's
yeah.
where it was. You
Yeah.
know.
It's a Swedish name.
Okay.
With an E. Soderberg with an E.
Yeah,
so I
with
thought the Swedish was going to throw you off.
Yeah. With an E, I knew
Yeah.
that.
My goal is for you to get these wrong. So
All right.
I'm putting in
Shoot.
ones to throw you off, right?
All right.
Okay. So the next one. So Missouri. You're a Missouri guy.
Oh,
I've
man.
lived, well, now probably half through, like my life has been all over, but a lot of
Yeah.
it was in Missouri.
Me too.
So Missouri is the show me state.
It is.
Not a lot of people know that.
Yep.
Right? It's the unofficial motto or logo.
Yep.
Who came up with that motto?
Oh man.
Was that A, Benjamin Franklin, B, Sam Walton, C, Charles Whittaker, or D, Willard Van Diver?
Man. You put me on. I'm trying to. None of those last names were familiar to me to Missouri, besides obviously Mr. Walmart.
Yeah, Sam Walton. Most people would know that Sam Walton, Mr. Walmart, Missouri.
Yeah. So that's him. I think I'm gonna stick. I don't want to use. I think the harder ones are gonna be at the end. And I
No
only got two.
lifeline?
No lifeline.
You don't think the old man would know this one?
I don't know. Maybe the old man would know this one. No, I'm gonna go with Sam Walton.
Sam Walton.
Yeah.
Final answer.
Final answer.
So it's funny is I almost said Nelly, but I actually
Nelly,
changed
I would have been like, Nelly, I'd have been like, really, St. Louis?
I was like, that's too easy. That's
Yeah,
too
yeah,
easy.
yeah.
He's gonna say no.
Was it the last one?
It was the last one.
I
William
thought
Van
so.
Diver. He was
Van
a
Diver. I was gonna say
He was a
that.
senator back in the 80s or 70s. Or
That
something
last
like that.
name is the only thing that stuck with me.
Yeah.
Out of all those.
And Charles Whittaker's just a made up name.
Yeah, I didn't think that was real.
Completely made that
I mean,
name
he
up.
sounded like he writes books.
Yeah,
Like I know a Charles Whittaker. He's like an author.
I saw Willard Van Diver and I was like, how do I do
How
something,
do I do
that's
something
similar?
weird? Yeah.
Charles Whittaker. That sounds like a William Van Diver's buddy back then.
It
So
does.
That's why
they
that's
were
why I came up
definitely
with
homeboys for sure.
it. All right. So the next one, commercial roofing radio, and we like storms. And Missouri is big on storms, right?
It is.
So what is the largest hail in Missouri history? The largest single hailstone. Is it A, 4¼ inches, B, 3.86 inches, C, 6 inches, or D, 2.87 inches?
Man, I personally know it's bigger. I think it was 5, but you didn't give me a 5 as an option. Was it 6? No, that was the Oklahoma hail. Could have been Missouri.
Remember, you have 2 lifelines and 2 questions left.
All right, do me the 50-50.
Do you the 50-50? Okay. I will get rid of, so the 2 answers left is A, 4.25 inches, and C, 6 inches.
Those are my 2 guesses. I don't think it was 6. I'll go 4.25. Boom.
So, dude, yeah, the largest hailstone in Missouri was 6 inches.
Man, I was thinking that it didn't get over 5. I knew we had a 5-inch stone, but do you have the date when that was?
It's on Google.
It's on
probably.
Google.
I'd have
Yeah,
to go
that's fine.
find
That's
it.
fine. Now I'm going to look it up later, though.
Now
I'm
we're going to
interested.
flip to the next state, Colorado.
Okay.
The largest hailstone in Colorado history was in Bethune.
Yeah.
Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Bethune, yeah.
In 2019. How large was that hailstone? Was it A, 5.52 inches, B, 4.83 inches, C, 4.25 inches, or D, 5.01 inches?
Well, I got someone in the room. I got to phone a friend.
All right.
I'm going to
Let's do
phone
it.
a friend.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, 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 ding.
So he thinks it's A.
Yep.
5.52.
I was thinking 5, so that's what I think too. I don't think Colorado had bigger than Missouri. I think Missouri was.
And that's your final answer.
That's my final answer because we final answer together. Yes.
Final answer.
0 for 4 here, guys.
Record. That is a new record. This is, you heard it here first. The first one to go over.
0 for 4 in trivia questions.
Yep. 4.83 inches.
4.83 inches. Okay.
To be fair, I did give him harder questions because I knew a lot about Missouri. I knew a lot about you. I knew a lot about the name. It was kind of easier to stump you.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you did some research.
I did some research.
Yeah.
I actually did it all in the car when I pulled up. I was
you
here
really?
10 minutes before I jumped in and Googled the questions. But either way, man, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me over.
Of course.
One more thing, like if I'm watching this and I'm in roofing or if I'm a property owner or anything, I want to work with you, right?
Yeah.
If somebody's watching this and they do want to work with you, how do they get a hold of you?
So you can reach out to my cell. I always answer my phone. I said that before. It's 970-690-2111. And I'm in Colorado, but we serve multiple states.
Yep.
Kansas, Oklahoma, Wyoming, Missouri, and Minnesota.
Perfect.
So anybody in that area, reach out, whether you're a property owner or another contractor. I'd love to get lunch and talk about how we can help each other.
Perfect. Call him. Definitely.
Good deal.
All right. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, man.
All right.
Yes, sir.